Hi everyone, wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom and Vorach. This week we read how the Jewish people go out and wage war on Midian. And the reason they did this was because the people of Midian sent the women to seduce the men, and it led to a huge plague. It led to 24,000 Jewish men dying. And so the Jewish people, in retaliation, they go out and they defeat Midian. They come back victorious, and they bring with them spoils. One of the things they bring back are pots and pans to use for cooking. And all of a sudden, Elazar gets up and he starts telling the people the laws of koshering utensils. This is the source. We kosher our utensils sometimes for Passover, whether it's for meat and dairy or for non-kosher. And he tells them that if you're going to use these pots and pans, you have to make sure to clean them from the not kosher taste that are trapped in the walls. And the interesting question is that everybody asks, why is it Elazar that's giving over these laws to the Jewish people? Moshe is standing right there. Could you imagine? Imagine the biggest rabbi comes to your shul, and then you see the young rabbi giving over a halacha. That's very disrespectful. You should invite the bigger rabbi to speak. And here Moshe is standing there, and instead of Moshe delivering the laws, it's his nephew, young Elazar. And our rabbis tell us this, something very interesting, that actually Moshe forgot the laws. Moshe forgot these laws. Why? How? Listen to what Rashi says, quoting our rabbis in the Gemara. Because right before this, as the Jewish people are bringing back all of the spoils, one of the things they brought back were women to keep for themselves. And Moshe got so angry. Moshe said, are you serious? Are you for real? You're bringing back the women that seduced the men. The reason that so many men died. You're going to bring them back to marry them now? And Moshe got angry. And our rabbis tell us that because of his anger, he forgot the law. And our rabbis over here are teaching us something very powerful. And that is that when we are angry, we are no longer acting rationally. We are acting rash, but not rationally. We lose our intellect. We lose our sechel. We lose our ability to logic, to make sense. And we act out of emotion. And that is something that's very dangerous, because it's not a punishment that Moshe forgot these laws. It was an automatic consequence. And because he got angry, he felt like he was no longer able to give over these laws properly. There may be something that he missed. And this is such an important lesson to us. Sometimes we get annoyed, we get aggravated, whether it's at our employees or our spouse or at our children. Sometimes people around us annoy us. And immediately we open our mouths and we want to respond. We want to say something. But remember, my friends, that nothing that you say when you are angry will come out properly. Whatever we say can and will be held against us. And it's very important to remember this very powerful lesson. When we are angry, take a deep breath. When we are angry, count to 10. When we are angry, leave the room. When we're angry, don't respond. Don't say anything, because nothing really will come out productive from what we're going to say. Story is told of the brisker Rav that one time his child acted out, and everyone was expecting a punishment to follow, but he didn't give no punishment. He just walked away and forgot all about it. A week later, the brisker Rav called over his son, and he said, a week ago, you did X, Y, and Z, and you deserve a consequence. And he gave him whatever that consequence was. And everybody that saw this, they said, why did you wait? He said, because in the moment when my son did that, I was very upset. And I knew that whatever consequence I gave may not have been the right one. It may have been coming out of emotion instead of coming out of intellect. And so I waited till I was calm. Then I decided to give him the appropriate consequence. You see, my friends, remember this. Never promise when you're happy. Never respond when you're angry. And never decide when you are sad. Shabbat Shalom.